Hello and welcome to Galahad Reviews. Today we are doing something a little bit different than I normally do, and we are doing an unboxing slash first impressions video of the Xtrfy MZ1 RGB, aka Zeiss Rail. So if you guys enjoy this type of video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. So if you guys don't know Rocket Jump Ninja, this is his here mouse that he made. He said, shape is king, the #1 factor when it comes to aim, reinvented by a legend in the game. Meet the Xtrfy MZ1 Zeiss Rail. It's got a Pixar 3389 optical gaming sensor, which is one of the best on the market currently. Adjustable RGB LED illumination, transparent shell. It's 56 grams, which is super impressive. There's very few mice that are that light, even though that's kind of the trend where things are going. The main switches are Khalil's GM 8.0. The cable is an Xtrfy EZ Cord Pro, which I'm looking forward to trying. And it comes with the PTFE glides with a CPI button anywhere from 400 to 16,000 with adjustable pulling rate and liftoff distance. And I want to say that a lot of these controls you don't even need software for. So let me get a knife to open this up really quick. Oh, geez. I need to sharpen this thing. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, that's a nice little presentation. I like that. We got some foam in here with some more plastic, although I'm digging that. The presentation, I mean, just look at that. I love good presentation. The cord's not being bent either, which is good. I know that Zai definitely complained about that a lot when it first with some of the, I think, Final Mouse and a lot of other companies. So this thing is thin. It's tiny. It's a lot tinier than I feel like I thought it was going to be. And it's very flat, but it's also made mostly for fingertip grip. I'm more of a claw grip person myself, so I'm kind of interested to check that out. So let's see what else is in the box here. We've got things from the designer Zai Rocket Jump Ninja, Roy Koa. I'm totally said that wrong. It's been a long time and an amazing journey from player to reviewer to designer. Really excited for you to try this new shape I made out of clay and Xtrfy turned into a top tier mouse. Perfection is impossible, but it is the goal. This is the next step on that path, figuring out what we need to aim at our best. Low button height, high back, short length, thin grip width, and the rails on the sides, which are formed by the comfort grooves in the buttons. That's the theory, and for me, it works. I've never aimed better. Now it's your turn to show us what you could do. Tag Xtrfy on Twitter with your own highlights or show off your mouse setup in a photo, and you have a chance at winning the K4 TKL keyboard. There you go. Let's see what's in here. Oh, was that it? Okay, we got a sticker, which is always super important. We got some extra mice feet, which I really like. That's very much appreciated. And then we've got some controls. So if you've got, here on the bottom, you have RGB, PR, LOD, and F11. I really kind of dig in that they have this. It says Xtrfy, good luck, have fun. Pulling rate 125, 500, or 1000 with the different colors. I'm sorry, my camera is not super great right now. What I'm using is a C920, and I'm going to be honest, I was super lazy in the setup. So I apologize that this probably looks like trash. But liftoff distance 1 millimeter, 2.5 millimeters. So it's got RGB, which is the one on the far left. PR is going to be pulling rate, LOD is going to be liftoff distance, and then F11 is going to be, I don't know yet. So you can remap that to whatever you want, I believe. And then debounce time, you can do 2, 4, 8, or 12 if you're having like double clicks or whatever. You do by pressing down both of these buttons and the side buttons at the same time. Then obviously you just plug it in. You can change the CPI button by the dedicated button to 400, 800, 1200, 1600, 3200, 4000, 7200, and 16,000, which is a lot. And then you can go through the different if you go to RGB and then you press this middle button, then that goes through all of the RGB effects, it looks like, which is kind of cool. And then you just press, you can cycle through with the right button, how fast it is going with the left button, and then the overall brightness by clicking, I guess, the middle mouse button and then the side buttons. So that part I think is really awesome. Yeah, like genuinely, I think that's epic. That they have all of the onboard controls right there on the mouse. So let's plug this in for the first time. I'm actually a fan of that RGB location. And the bottom here, you can see Xtrfy, which is kind of cool. And then you've got your RGB on the sides where you can actually see it. So it's nice, obviously, when your hand's like that, you can still see your RGB. I think that's a lot better location for RGB over, say, like, you know, just this logo that you cover up. I like the idea. I also like having RGB in my scroll wheel. So let's actually kind of see this around. Right now we are on yellow, which means 800 DPI, which is exactly what I wanted it to be on. So it almost forces, I mean, you could definitely claw this if you wanted to. I heard some rumors that like people aren't able to claw this super comfortably. I disagree. I think that it's super great for claw. It fits in the right spot too, because you've got your little hump that you still have room to move forward and backwards with. And then on the side buttons are also in the ideal location for that. But it's definitely, when you actually do fingertip grip, dude, that is definitely the bee's knees for this thing, man, because it is super comfortable. You can tell that that's definitely the way that they want you to use it, because there's a nice little indent right here and right here that's hard to tell because my camera sucks. And this is one camera angle. Sorry, guys, I'm not pulling out all the stops. Then you've got a little slight taper on the inside of the thumb here, which makes it really comfortable for your thumb to get good purchase at. And then on the side, it tapers in a little bit as well, but also a little bit out. So you have a very comfortable way to put your fingers on the side. So I'm actually really digging the shape. I feel like it's going to be a very hit or miss for people, but so far I'm digging it. So scroll wheel requires, I'm going to say, moderate amount of pressure to move. It's got semi-defined clicks. Feels a little mushy to me, actually, and a little hard, kind of stiff, but it's super quiet. In comparison to something like, you know, the Viper Ultimate, this requires a little less force, actually. That's a little surprising. It felt like more to me. It felt a little stiffer, but it doesn't have as, maybe it has as defined steps. I don't know. I think it's the rubber that's throwing me off, where I'm not used to that, because it's got a very rubbery feel. So if we, I guess, let's go through that really quick. So RGB effects, if I click that, obviously it goes through all the different ones, which is kind of neat. I'm trying not to make this video super long, and I feel like it's already pretty long, but that's kind of cool. So I'm digging that. And then if you hold the middle button and you right click, that's supposed to go through colors. So let me get to something like that. All right, that's pretty sick. You can see it changing all the colors. And then if you want to change speed, you hold that. And let's go to one that like breathes or something. There we go. So that's like super fast. And that's a little slower. And then a lot slower. And then if you click that, you can change the colors. Okay. And then brightness, you hold the side button or press the side buttons and it gets brighter or dimmer. So that works really well. That's cool. And then obviously if you go over to the PR, all right, that's not the easiest to move. Oh my gosh, this thing is super stiff and jerky. All right, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. There's 125 hertz. There's 500 hertz. There's 1,000. And then if you go over to liftoff distance, like I said, they could have made that part a little bit better. This thing is not easy to move at all. Now that's the liftoff. So green is 2.5, red is 1, which is what I want. And then we'll go to actual F11 there. If you look here, there's actually not a middle thing for the PTFE feet. If I'm looking at the PTFE feet, they're relatively thick. It's hard to tell. You can kind of tell with my auto-focusing webcam that's not doing super great, but they so far feel pretty smooth. I'm liking the smoothness. If we test out the cable isn't bad, but It's softer than my ultralight 2s, but it's not bad, but I wouldn't qualify it as great too. I would have preferred it to be a little, it's on the upper end for my first impressions. I'll let you know for the actual review, but let's do one other thing. Nice, crisp click. Both the left and right button feel like they are the same. I don't really notice any variability right now. Mild to moderate amount of click, which means that it's more than the ultralight 2. It's more than the Viper Ultimate. It's also more than the G Pro Wireless. I mean, it's not that much more, but just a little bit. Pre-travel and post-travel is nearly non-existent. I mean, that thing like immediately clicks, which is actually really nice. I like that a lot. CPI button has the same amount of clicks feel as the left and right. Ooh, middle mouse is nice and crisp as well. Same amount of force for the most part as well. Actually, I'd say middle mouse button is a little less force. And then the left and right click require about the same too. Ooh, I really like these left and right clicks as well. Very reminiscent of my favorite side clicks of all time, which are on actual final mouse mice, are some of the best side clicks that I've felt. Ooh, oh my gosh, do they actually beat the Ultralight 2's side clicks? Oh, I think they do. Well done. They totally do. I'm actually kind of blown away with that. So yeah, those feel super nice. So every click that I just did was super precise, super, yeah, just that felt really good. All of these are very crisp, short travel. All of them are super tight. The QA there seems super good. I might end up really liking this mouse. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Training this guy. Play task. This is kind of a weird setup for me as sort of an excuse, but let me try that one more time, see how accurate the sensor is compared to other sensors. It's off by a little bit. Normally I should be facing about right here. So it's just ever so slightly, it's a little slower than it should be, but it is what it is. All right, that was a good score right off the bat, knowing that that was the first time that I actually used that. So I'm liking it. Let's do one other thing since we're here. Why the heck not? We'll do a strafe shot thing. See how it feels for that. By the way, this is me completely not warmed up either. I mean, I just got on my computer as I started recording this video, so. Ooh, I'm liking it for tracking too. It just feels good, dude. All right, Zai. All right. I see what you're doing. So I tend to like smaller mice, which this obviously fits into that category, which is nice. So jerky when I go right. When I'm going left, it's so smooth, and then when I go right, it's just not smooth at all. So I'm a little biased because I like small, lightweight mice, and I also have claw/fingertip grip anyways, mostly claw, which is what I'm using for in general for this. That wasn't, I feel like that wasn't the best score, but let's do one more. Sensor feels really good. The whole thing feels super responsive. I really, really like the clicks. Are super nice. I'm so bad at this one because I just don't know which, like, sure there's a way to maximize your score. I'm so bad at everything in Aim Labs, so. But it gives me it gives me stuff to aim at easily, which I like. Be half tempted to jump into an Apex Legends game too, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. On camera, I'll probably do that off, but I'm liking the feel of this guy a lot, though. Very comfortable shape. Though I do think it'll be slightly divisive for people. I think some people are going to really like it and some people aren't. That was not a super good thing for that one. Let's do one more that's like a little more. Do two more. I have one other one right out that I'll do after this one. It just feels like it's dialed into my hand, which I really like. Gross. So I haven't looked at any other reviews for this guy, so I'm kind of excited to see what other people are saying about it too. I'll have my review up eventually. I can't tell you an exact time there. I hate this new layout. It's friggin' awful. Interesting. All right. So my first impressions of this guy, I actually really like it. I don't really have anything negative to say about it, like really at all. It's super comfortable. I really, yeah, I like the RGB. I really like the clicks. I like the shape. I think the shape is going to be the most divisive point. I like that it doesn't require software, but yet you can still adjust a lot of the settings. Sorry, my point that I was recording at earlier was a little bit different. Yeah, well done, Zai. I see this actually becoming a pretty popular mouse. I think a lot of people are really going to like it if you can deal with the shape. Anyways, like, dislike, subscribe, comment, follow, check out my social medias, etc., etc. if you would like. If not, I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out.